Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Ivar Skelendil, the Far Walker, and we pick things up immediately after the end of that last episode where we had been finding victory after victory against the King of Castali in our war to put the rightful heir of Asturias, Ordonu, on the throne of this land. However, things did start to turn against us when the True Sons, the forces of Ordonu, and the Venetians were caught outside of Burgos here around Valladolid, and they were caught in a battle that was turning against them. Their force had been completely routed when Ivar arrived with his own Varangians and mercenaries and turned the tide back in our favor, and we forced the enemy into retreat. Now, we did suffer a lot of losses in that battle, and then we suffered further losses when the mercenaries that Ivar hired abandoned their contract. That they didn't abandon the contract, but they left at the end of their contract. We couldn't afford to keep paying them, and that cut our forces down significantly. So we were now already at a numbers disadvantage, and things got even worse when the King of Castali formed a marriage alliance with the King of Galicia. He offered up his young daughter, Alfreda, to King Hastin as his wife, as his betrothal anyway, and secured the alliance between Galicia and Castali. Now, I did have some people suggesting we should have gotten Galicia on our side. You know, we probably could have maybe arrange some sort of marriage alliance between King Hastin and Ordonu's family. And I do agree that probably there was some plausibility to that. But on the other hand, I do think it makes sense that he would side or he would team up with Castali against Ordonu for a couple of reasons. Now, we know that Castali did raid King Hastings, so we know that there is bad blood between the two, but we also know that Ordonu claims all of these lands as his own, and we can see that by just taking a look at the title history of the Kingdom of Galicia, and we see that Ordonu was the former king of this land. You know, it was King Hastings' father, Rollo the Walker, that took this land from Ordonu and Ordonu's family. And so it's understandable that King Hastin, even if he were to get a marriage alliance, would still be wary about having Ordonu, like a powerful Ordonu in Castali. Whereas, despite the bad blood between them, King Ingolfur doesn't claim to be the king of Galicia, and the two Norse rulers possibly have more in common with each other against a shared enemy in Ordonu, who claims both of their kingdoms, than the other way around. And so it could have gone either way, but I think that this makes perfect sense for King Hastin as well. And beyond that, it just adds drama to things because now we are in significant trouble. We are outnumbered more than 2-1, close to 3-1. We're down to 1,300 troops. They've got 4,100, almost 4,200. So yeah, we are in. Yeah, that is pretty much 3-1. We are in like quite a bit of trouble here, actually. Even though the war score is at 95%, we only need another small victory. But I don't think that we have enough troops to go and defeat the combined army. Yeah, our troop quality is pretty good, but our camp isn't that decked out. We've got proving grounds and we've got the personal bouts, so our heavy infantry are pretty strong. But, you know, they're packing some decent troops as well. You know, a lot of levies, but they've got a decent amount of retinue soldiers of various kinds here. You know, they've got horsemen, they've got archers, they've got skirmishers, they've got heavy infantry. And then the King of Galicia is coming in with even more fresh troops as well. So, you know, even though our troops are pretty strong and landless rulers do get some nice bonuses, I'm not 100% confident that we could win a battle that's 3-1 against us. And if we committed our forces to a battle and lost, this 95% could turn against us real quick. So I think that we need to try to find something else. And now, if we could hire some mercenaries, that would be great, but we don't have a lot of money. We're down to 51. Even if we bring in the 30 from our ransom and say the 50 that we can get from Ordonu and some from Enoch, that's not going to get us enough to buy even the cheapest mercenaries we can afford. If we could get, the Asturleonese band of Ravenhold, maybe these, 750 pikemen might be enough, but that would already be close. We'd still be outnumbered 2-1. So what can we do? Well, I was kind of looking around and thinking about it, and I do think that there is a way out of this. Now, if we go and take a look at the Kingdom of Navarre, we see that our son is Archbishop Enoch. We already know he was the Archbishop of Navarre, but he is also the Regent of Navarre. And Navarre is currently defending against Sheikh Lub of Nayera, who is a Mualadi ban in a war. Now, they've only got 329 troops. I think that if we take a look here, we can actually make a request for our son for some gold. He would give us 88 gold, but we need to be closer to him. So the way I see it is that Archbishop our son Enoch, he would give us the gold if we can help his Queen Maria here of Navarre oust the forces that are invading his land. So we are going to take that deal. I think that this makes sense. Obviously, we could just go and ask him for the money without having to do this. But I think that Enoch would request this help. So this is something that we can do. Now, we do need to move our camp to Navarre in order to do this. So we need to do that as well. But even that, for those of you who are good at math, you will probably note that, 51 plus the 50 from Ordonu plus the probably 100 or so that we can get from Enoch is still not enough to hire even the cheapest mercenaries. However, we can still do jobs. Indeed we can, and that might seem silly to you, like, stopping to go and do some jobs while we're in the middle of a war. But this war has been going on for 3 years already. And if you think about it this way, Ivar has, he is well known in these lands. And if anybody can muster up the coin to get hire mercenaries to help win this war, it's Ivar. So I think that it would make sense for our allies to send Ivar out to try to get enough money to muster up the mercenaries they need to turn things around. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to move our camp over here to Navarre. We're going to see what kind of contracts. I know there's a contract down here that would give 266. That would be enough to get those cheap mercenaries, but I want to see what kind of contracts we get once we move to Navarre, which we need to do in order to get the money from Enoch anyways. And then we're also going to help the fight against Nayera here. So we're gonna assist with that kind of quickly while we deal with while we kind of prepare for the next phase of things here. So we get here in Navarre. We can see there's a few contracts. Okay, interesting. Well, we'll take a look at this in just a second. We need to deal with the forces in Navarre first. So I am actually going to offer military assistance here. We're going to offer to join the war here on Queen Maria's side. Ivar's going to take over the troops, and we're just going to go and break the siege on Navarre. Yeah, now this is obviously, I'm kind of banking on our troops, and Burgos needs to hold out long enough. 4,000 troops. We need to get there. We need to get the money from Enoch. We actually need to get the money from Ordonu as well, and from the Archbishop here. So we're gonna get that money. I already got the money from Enoch, but we'll get the second batch of money here. Somebody's planning to kill my follower Yorendir. Well, hopefully we'll do some of... Okay, look, we helped lift the siege off here, but we'll go in and we'll do the fight. Ooh, okay. Some forces... Oh, the Shakedom of Nyera lifted up some forces here as well. Well, we're still going to do what we can to assist. I think we should still be okay here. So, okay, they're going to run. All right, well, I think that we at least broke the siege, so I think Enoch owes us the money now, at the very least, so we're going to get the money from him. And while that's going on, I think that we are... Yeah, the siege of Burgos is going to end here. Those forces... Okay, we need to go and get the money to hire these mercenaries quick. So I think that we're going to break off from chasing those troops down. And, I mean, there's only one 2-star contract here, and is to rustle animals. And he's going to pay us 379 to rustle these animals. That is a decent amount. However, we will gain the trait Gallows Bait. What is Ivar willing to do to win this war, to put his friend on the throne, to get justice against King Ingolfur for killing our son and ousting us for his land? Are we willing to steal some livestock? Honestly, you know, there's some things that Ivar wouldn't do, but I think that Ivar would do this. And so we are going to take this contract. We're going to wrestle these animals here. And we're just going to... Well, we're going to have to watch out because our army is now leaderless. And yeah, I guess we just have to... You know, we'll have to play it a little bit smart over here. Maybe we hold up over in Navarra because that's where our troops are going to come. We did get a martial lifestyle perk. Chivalric dominance. What's going to be the most helpful? I don't know if we're going to get 2 perks before the end of this. So maybe getting our knight effectiveness up is going to help. Wrestling Sarkusta. Okay. Cut down any fools. Okay, no, we're not going to cut down any fools. Underneath the ample tree cover of Sarkusta, we sally forth seeking vulnerable herds of goats to drive back to our roving camp. Up until now, the pickings here have been somewhat sparse, with resistance too fierce to gather any significant number of stolen animals. At long last, though, we have happened across poorly defended farmsteads with ample herds to their name. Now comes the time for violence. No, it's not the time for violence. We're going to stick together, focus on the beasts. We don't want to hurt anybody if we don't have to, even though I don't think Vemender would particularly care. But Ivar does. So we're going to stick together, focus on the beasts. Our discipline holds true. Oh, look. Oh, that's so good. Some peasants revolted just in the right time. Nice. Leader Lewis is coming in to give us some good assistance here. He's going to get crushed. But there's worse things. Okay, we got to wrestle some more over here as well. Stick together. Discipline holds true. Okay, we were successful. 379. How much money? 582. How many mercenaries can we get for 582? Oh, we can just get the Great Catalan Company by 3 gold, you guys. That was just enough money. Now, you might be thinking, didn't we just run into a problem? We spent a lot more money hiring the big amount of troops, and then we lost them all because the contract ran out. Yeah, that was... in the end, I still think it was the right decision because those troops helped us win some key battles. But yeah, we ran out of money. But we're already at 95... Well, not 95% war score now. But our war score is still pretty good. I don't think that the war is going to take another 3 years. It's already been for 4 years that we've been fighting this war. I don't think it's going to take another 3. And I think just considering the troop numbers that they've got against us, I think we need the bigger amount of troops. So I'm going to take this risk again. I am going to hire the Catalan Company. They've got a good leader here as well. And the fact that they've got pikemen and archers is going to help round out our troops quite a bit. So here we go. Our army's going to land over here. We're going to form up all of our forces. We need to return from where we are, but we also need to go and meet back up with our troops. So I do want to... Okay, okay, they are coming for us here. We're going to be late. Shuffle supplies. Okay, we got to shuffle supplies because we don't have a lot of time to hang around. Oh, no, why are you not moving? You guys got to run here. I don't think we can afford to fight this battle against these troops over here. I think that we have to... Man, we got to go through the mountains here. Oh, man. All right, this is not good. Can we make it here in time? Ooh, man, I don't know. We're probably going to end up in a bit of trouble now, just like we did in that last battle. Oh, no, I don't think we're making it here for this one. I think that we need to... Ooh, boy. Okay, I think that we need to... Oh, man, there's no way we make it here and turn the tides, right? The forces are already routed. Oh, man. That's not ideal. Okay, I think we gotta go into lands where we hold... Okay, they're retreating this way. Okay, let's see where our... Okay, well, luckily... Oh, no, they're retreating far. How far are you retreating to? All the way to Balancia. Okay, I think... Ooh, boy. Oh, okay. Well, apparently we're gonna... That was a bad move for me to stop our troops there. I wasn't really planning that. Okay, so we're gonna get in the fight too. Who's gonna be the better commander here? Well, apparently Ivar might actually be. Enemy defensive advantage goes down, but that's probably... So, battle reckless. So Ivar's a little bit reckless. Apparently he thinks... And rough terrain expert. That rough terrain expert could be good here. Oh man, they got double our troops. Can Ivar hold this out once again? I mean, maybe maybe we can. I guess we're going in for another crazy battle here, so let's see how it goes. It does say we've got the defensive advantage here. More men-at-arms counter for them and more soldiers, but their owner's slightly in debt. They're defending a river crossing, or we're defending a river crossing. We're defending in hills. Better army commander, more commander traits. Ooh, boy. And our quality is slightly better. I mean, there's nothing we can do. We have to do this fight. So I guess we're going to hope for the best here. Luckily, Ordonu... Oh, man. Ordonu escaped to Olmedo. So that's not so bad. The Venetians are the ones who are fleeing far, but the fact that Ordonu made it out of there is good. Ingolfur is wounded, so that's good for us, I guess. But yeah, secret exposed. My son has been having an affair with Gurley. Oh, great. Ingolfur. Vemender is just banging everyone. Well, we're not going to have our son arrested for this. We imprison her. She's not married. He's not married. Whatever. Like, what's the big deal there? Oh boy. Oh, and it's Ingolfur again. Can we possibly win this fight? Oh man, I think we are going to. Oh man, this is... Oh, look at this. The champions are pretty even. But Ivar... Oh man, look at Ivar's advantage. Oh man, that is actually awesome. Going up against King Ingolfur here, this could end up being a crazy battle. Another crazy battle in this war here. Now those 1,500 troops are suddenly feeling like the right call to make, you know? Let's see how it goes. Oh man, can we capture the king here? I think just the fact that we can pull off a victory in this battle might be important. Oh, and Ordonu might come here just in time. Vemender wounded a guy. Heck yeah. Come on. Can we get something here? Can we get something going? Capture the king. Oh, man, he escapes again. Come on. Oh, man, the frickin' Ingolfur getting away every time. Let's take a look at the details of that battle. We lost 313, but they lost 1,500 men. The slaughter at San Esteban. Man, not too bad there. I mean, considering they doubled our troops. Let's take a look at this. Look at Vemender's kills. I think getting that boost for our knight effectiveness was actually pretty helpful. So Vemender wounded Mayor Alfonso. Steerkar, one of the Varangians, ripped the head off a guy, became a Varangian. Unfortunately, Alfred Goldenlocks was, oh, not only does he have consumption, but he also lost a leg there. That is rough for him. And this freaking guy, Gudfrieder Haraldsson, he has been a badass. Not to mention, it's his wife is Aslog. I know I mentioned her a bunch of times in the battle. These two here, the pair of them, have been the greatest warriors of King Ingolfur's army for by far. But yeah, we managed to pull off a victory there. Oh man, now what do we do? They're retreating. Do we just try to go and capture Burgos again? I don't. Oh, I'd really like the Venetians to catch up with us again here. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably meet up with the forces of Ordona. Yeah, actually, you know, they've only got, wait, 1,100 troops? Where are the, did we take out the entire, did we take out his entire army? No, he's still got 800. Okay, he wants to take down Cuellar. It's unfortunate that we built, it's unfortunate that we built hill forts in Cuellar that King Ingolfur just took over. All right, maybe we join up in the siege here. Okay, there's their 1,000 troops. You know, I think that we could probably take them down. But if the advantages were too far against us, I don't know. I think maybe we meet up with Ordono. I think we'll follow Ordonu's lead here and do the siege. Strategical impasse. Our commanders come up with some strategies, but luckily we are pretty clever and we know how to employ both strategies. So improved offense, which is nice, and improved defense, which is also very nice. So yeah, we're gonna, that's gonna help a lot here. All right, so let's join up with Ordonu. We'll siege down our former fort. You know, this is the place that Ivar called home. So we're gonna take it down, I guess. Where are the Venetians? All right, the Venetians are coming back. Isaac de Caceres is scheming against him. He's a murder plot. Isaac. No, whether true or not, I will not accuse him. Oh no, he's just an agent. Isaac, he's exposed as an agent in the murder plot. Throw him in jail. Let the traitor be known to all. I think we have to like let it be known, and we have to. Isaac, you need to stop this plotting while this war is going on. Isaac, we could arrest him, but he's not the leader of the murder plot. Oh, what's Eiriker doing? Ooh, oh man, this is where the tides turn back in our favor. Jarl Eiriker is attacking King Ingolfur in the Liberty War. Oh heck yeah! What happens? What happens if he enforces his demands? Okay, this is very advantageous. This is very, very advantageous. So finally, Jarl Eiriker decides to make his move. It would have been cool if it was an independence war, but either way, this is still very helpful for us. The fact that Eiriker takes this opportunity, and it makes sense for him to take this opportunity now, while Ingolfur is weakened and oh well, in that case, maybe we want to go for Burgos, because if we can take the capital, oh man, can we? This might be a little bit risky. But I'd like to take the capital. Oh, and then some peasants rise up here as well in a populist uprising. If we could possibly take Burgos here. I wonder if we can find his... Okay, well, actually, 2,000 troops. It's just Oh, no, it's both of their armies. Although technically it says that we would win. I wonder if we can convince them to fight us once again. Maybe over in lands that we hold. Could we get them to fight one more battle here? If we can fight them one more time, win a good victory against them? No, okay, they're going to run. Oh, man, I'd like for Eiriker to hit their forces if he could. Let's get up on the mountain. I think we might be able to pull off a victory here. Let's just see where they're going. Where's the troops of Eiriker? I know it's a little bit gamey to do it this way, but yeah, he's got 1,600 troops. Do we want... I mean, Burgos did just get sieged, so it doesn't have... Oh, look at this. He's facing a bunch of rebellions. Castilian Mos Arabics rising up against him, the populist uprising, the the Liberty War, and this war. Okay, now Engelfer is in some serious trouble here. So we might actually... Things were looking grim there for a little bit, but it seems as though we might be able to pull it off. Oh boy, can we get a victory here? I'd still like to defend in the mountains here if we're gonna do anything at... Oh no, okay, we got caught. All right, I mean, it did say that the advantage was still slightly in our favor here, so... I mean, that 41 is... Okay, good. All right, here. Man, Ivar... Okay, so let me just say something as well. Ivar isn't a war leader. But one thing that you need to consider is that our marshal comes from... There is a... Like, look at this. We get a boost of 5 plus 5 from Vemender. It literally comes from Vemender, that boost of plus 5 marshal. We also get marshal from having a steadfast camp, which, you know, is partially from, you know, Ivar's, you know, good, you know, good leadership abilities. We get right-hand man, swords for hire, you know, plus 2 from there. So this isn't just Ivar being a good commander. This is Ivar being a good leader. And all of these commanders within his army, Vemender and Steerkar and Adolfo, these are the guys who are leading the, you know, who are commanding the army and coming up with the strategies. But Ivar is the leadership figure. He's the one that people look to for inspiration. So, you know, this advantage of 41 isn't because Ivar is just now suddenly some amazing commander, because he's not. He never learned to be a commander. He never learned war. He is shrewd. He is clever. But more than that, he's a leader who knows how to inspire people, and he has commanders who can lead the army for him. So this is largely not just from Ivar, but from, you know, his commanders. And so this is how we can turn the tides of battle against our enemies here. Man, Gutfrieder wounding one of our knights as well, man. But we can turn it over here. We can turn the battle into our favor. Come on. I'd love to capture the king. Come on, can we just capture the king? I mean, we're going to find another victory at the very least. Oh, we captured... Nah, we captured a mayor. Damn. Oh, man, we just can't catch a break. All right, let's continue the siege, I guess. We did send their forces packing. Oh, look at this in the Nyaran clash. The Nyarans... Ooh, actually, it's a good thing that went to 100%, considering this big Nyaran army is sieging there, and we can't really afford to help at this time. We did fulfill our, you know, duty to our son and force the army off, but I mean, once this war is done, maybe we can go back and help if we need to. But I mean, the situation is just chaos. Armies, like, imagine being a peasant in these lands during this time. Just massive peasant armies, like, banding together. Armies of, like, various factions and stuff. Like, Northern Iberia is just in pure chaos right now. And I imagine that in, like, Saracusta, also, you know, like, war going on. Iberia is just in flames right now, and that is Pretty crazy. Okay, you need to end this war considering that you're at 100% before this siege is done. Okay, there we go. Thank goodness. So the Navarans have survived. It's also discovered that my knight Valpilfer is scheming against Cassio. Why is everybody scheming? Oh man, I think the thing is that we can't really afford to anger the Varangians at this point, because the Varangians are backing us, and Veminder holds a lot of sway. Could we throw him in jail? I don't know. Um, let the traitor be known to all. Oh man, what do we do here? Valthiofer. Oh man, he was brutally mauled fighting for us too. I don't know. I think that Ivar would want to, I think that Ivar would probably be seeking justice in this case, but I think that Veminder might have too much influence, and Valpilfer is one of Veminder's guys. And considering that a large chunk of our army is looking to Veminder, as like a commander figure, even if Ivar is an inspiring figure, I think that Veminder is like, he just basically tells us flat out, like, we need these people. We can't, we can't accuse him of this. And so I think Ivar needs to grit his teeth and yeah, do what is necessary to win this war. Ivar is needed to sacrifice some morals here to pull this off, and I think he'll need to live with that. Oh, but Ingolfer has died. Died from being ill. He was severely wounded. Oh man. Severely injured and ill. Not one day too soon. So the man who caused all this is dead. Well, I mean, what does that mean for the war? What does that mean for Ivar? Well, I do think that means, I mean, the war can't be stopped at this point. This machine is in motion, and the cart's already rolling downhill, and Ivar can't stop it, nor should he. I mean, Ordonu is his friend, the rightful heir, and so I think that Ivar does need to go along with this. But I think that with Ingolfer dead, maybe a more peaceful kind of outcome can be sought, after this point here. We're going to siege down Burgos. We get back up to 95. We should be able to pull off a victory in this war pretty soon. There we go. The siege is done. So Ingolfer dies, and immediately after that, that's, Castali doesn't, can't really muster up any resistance at this point. Castali has fallen to the forces of Ordonu and his allies, and so we can only presume that the war is going to be called here in a moment, anyways. So let's just see, and there we go. We won the war, led by King Ordonu, the heir of Castali, against King Balder Glodson. King Ordonu, he's gained the kingdom of Castali, the county of Amaya, Burgos, Olmedo, Soria, Cuellar, and all these other lands. Sorkvir, our nephew, has become a vassal. Count Por has become a vassal as well. And King Balder here is now the king of Lyon. And I mean, let's pause it and take a look at the situation there. So we didn't take all the lands. As you can see, it's, okay. So, yeah, we did. Okay, so Lyon controls, so Snarfari here is still in Vizcaya. And now look, yeah, they've had to move their capital to Lyon. The ruins of Lyon here. But that's land from Jarl Jarl Eiriker. Oh, and he holds a claim on it as well. Well, Jarl Eiriker, I do think that you might be able to take your kingdom back. I don't think that Balder here would really be able to do much to stop it if Jarl Eiriker just took his claim. I might do something, I could imagine if Eiriker wins this war, I don't see any reason why he would continue to submit to King Balder. I think he would just push his claims here and take the whole kingdom and claim to be the king of Leon, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. We won the war. Ordonu is now the king of Castali. And I mean, that is that was a crazy war, actually. I was a little bit nervous there at the end of the last episode, but we managed to pull off a victory here. Ivar put his friend on the throne. I think that we could maybe, now at this point, Ivar might be trying to, sue for peace, with King Hastin and with, Jarl Eiriker, the various Norse lords. Ivar might be promoting peace, but I don't know. Would Ordonu seek peace? I mean, he claims all of these lands. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, and obviously we have to think too, like what's going to happen with all the rest of everything, really. What happens with Ivar now that this war is done? Now that Ingolfur is dead, and now that his friend Ordonu is on the throne. There's lots of questions, and I'm gonna have to pause and think about it a little bit. But I have some ideas, and I do think that we are finally getting close to the end of Ivar's story. I think that, when we started with Ivar and he was just the wandering skald, and Ordonu was the horseling who kept his heritage a secret from Ivar, I never would have imagined that things would go the way they did. I didn't even think that Ivar was going to go on that huge journey to the east. I honestly thought this whole campaign was going to take place here in this region in Iberia, and that like maybe, we might explore a little bit and who knows what's going to go on. But the fact that things worked out so perfectly that we came back and we got our lands and we were trying to be loyal to the Yingling family, our cousins, and then we got ousted, and that gave us the perfect reason to finally back Ordonu in that plotline that I had set up in the first episode, and I had no idea how it was gonna go. I didn't see any logical ways for Ivar to betray his, the Inglings and put Ordonu on the throne. But having them betray us was just such a perfect opportunity. And, now that, and, having Enoch be the Archbishop of Navarra, and, Vemender becoming this Varangian leader who like backs his family, and, all of Ivar's daughters becoming like badasses, except for Saga, who everybody forgets. Who could have imagined a better story? And I think that we need to see something of an epilogue here, but Ivar is 61 years old, and I think that it is winding down for him. So we're gonna have to see how Ivar's stories ends, but we will have to see that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, Wanderers. If you've enjoyed the series so far, if you've gotten to this point and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a moment now to just click on the subscribe button down below. This has been an amazing series to make, and if you're 19 episodes deep and you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing with your life? No, I'm kidding. But seriously, go and do that. And make sure to watch for the next episode because it is coming very soon. Until then, Wanderers, I'll see you in the next one.